Now, let's play one more clip from the IG testimony. This is going to be hard for, I think, Sean Hannity to hear. But apparently, Lisa Strzok and Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, the two lovebirds, their text messages, inappropriate, nothing to do with the launching of the investigation.
There is a lot of misimpression about two people, Strzok and Page. So I want to ask this question. For the last 2 years, President Trump has relentlessly attacked former FBI officials as a way to undermine the investigation. For example, the president tweeted that, and I quote, "How can the wicked witch hunt proceed when it was started, influenced and worked on by Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, who exchanged text messages critical of candidate Trump? Your investigation found that while Lisa Page attended some of the discussions regarding the opening of the investigations, she did not play a role in the decision to open Crossfire Hurricane. You also found that while Strzok was directly involved in the decisions to open Crossfire Hurricane, he was not the sole or even the highest level decision maker to any of those matters. That decision, as I understand it, was made by FBI Assistant Director Priestap, as you have indicated, and by consensus after multiple days of discussions of meetings. Most importantly, you found that the decision had a proper factual basis and that there is no evidence that, quote, political bias or improper motivation influenced it. So, based on your investigation, personal political views expressed in text messages did not motivate the opening of the investigation of ties between Trump campaign advisors and Russia. Is that correct?
That's correct. Ultimately, we concluded that those text messages, which we found last year were entirely inappropriate, didn't ultimately play the role in Mr. Priestap's decision to open the investigation.
Thank you. So your investigation also uncovered text messages between other FBI employees expressing support for candidate and President Trump, correct?
That's correct.
So FBI employees held personal political views that were both favorable and unfavorable toward the candidate at that time.
That's correct. And as we note here, and we noted in last year's report.
What happened? Yeah, right. That's all we need there. So you had both lovebirds, but then the people who love me were just good FBI agents. That's the way it works. Lovebirds. So now, of course, anticipating this testimony that we heard today from the Inspector General Horowitz, who made it clear, I mean, really, the bottom line is this. Look, I'm glad. We should have an Inspector General look at every FISA application, frankly. I mean, I think if anything, there are two things that come out of the hearings with Horowitz. One is the investigation was open properly. The second is we need some type of like IG specifically for the FISA court who should be going through each application or randomly picking one. You know, I don't know how many go through a year.
Quality control.
Exactly. This should be ongoing. But for our purposes today, anyways, or at least in the context of the era we live in, the question is what will happen now with Bill Barr and John Durham, is it? Their investigation, now that the Inspector General has said, I asked them for any information that would suggest that their theory about this investigation was true, and they gave me nothing. Well, what you do is you send out your client to give a rally and to crap all over the report, even the night before that it was actually released, or I should say the testimony was released. Here's Donald Trump in Hershey, Pennsylvania. He's got a campaign. Pennsylvania, he knows it's a big state for him. Hershey, Pennsylvania, This is him explaining that some FBI agents, not nice people, number 4.
And the FBI also sent multiple undercover human spies to surveil and record people associated with our campaign. Look how they've hurt people. They've destroyed the lives of people that were great people, that are still great people. Their lives have been destroyed by scum, okay, by scum. An FBI lawyer took an email, forged an email used as evidence, an act which is now the subject of a criminal referral, okay?
Oh my God.
What they did is so unbelievable. Oh, I look forward, I don't know, I keep away. I look forward to Bull Durham's report. That's the one I look forward to. And this report was great by the IG, especially since he was appointed by President Barack Hussein Obama.
Okay. Now, as far as I know, the guy's name is John Durham, right? Bull Durham, of course, was a movie with Kevin Costner about baseball. I'm looking forward to Bull Durham's report. There you go. The scum. The scum. Well, the IG reports that there was no human spying. I don't know why that would be the issue. If the investigation was opened legitimately, then it was opened legitimately. But they're scum.